After the United States of America slapped India with 10% of tariffs after it completed its investigation under Section 301, and even as a second investigation is also pending as of now, the US has moved forward with yet another bill that will enable the US president to impose tariffs as high as 100% on major Russian oil and energy importers, especially India and China. The US Senate has moved forward with a long-awaited bipartisan bill to impose more restrictions on major Russian energy importers, including India and China, and which will extend penalties against Iran. This will pave the way for the passage of the bill, which had been championed by the late Senator Lindsey Graham, who happened to be a major critique of Russian aggression. The bill allows US President Donald Trump to impose more tariffs on 5 topmost energy importers from Russia, including India and China. The measure, which has also received support from Trump, received 86 to 12 votes and saw almost all Republicans and a majority of Democrats joining hands to help it pass through the Senate. Now, the passage of the bill came hours after Graham, who suddenly died earlier this month, was memorialized, and not long after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met the US senators on Capitol Hill, where he was there to honor the late Senator Lindsey Graham. The bill allows US to impose sanctions on Russian oligarchs, financial institutions, officials, and the so-called shadow fleet which Russia uses to evade sanctions on Moscow's oil exports. Significantly, it will give Trump the authority to levy tariffs of as high as 100% on goods from major purchasers of Russian oil and energy, especially India and China. But it provides exemptions for those countries which import less than 15% of their natural gas from Russia and are taking steps to reduce their imports from Russia. Furthermore, the revised bill also extends existing sanctions authority aimed at restricting the funding for Iran's energy and weapons sectors, a provision that was added at Trump's request. Now, supporters of the bill claim that it is important to choke off Moscow's energy income and weaken the Russian President Vladimir Putin's ability to finance the war in Ukraine, which has now entered its 5th year. Now, in a joint statement issued by 6 Republicans and Democrats, they said that there is no greater way to honor the legacy of late Senator Graham than moving forward with this bipartisan bill. Now, despite broader support for punishing Russia, some Democrats have raised concerns that the bill will hand over excessive power to Trump and could raise import costs for American consumers or hit European allies. However, the bill still must pass the Senate and the House of Representatives before it lands on the president's desk. It is important to be noted that the bill is not likely to be taken up by the House of Representatives before September, as the House has already left Washington for the summer recess. Now, we'll keep tracking this major developing story, which is going to be the biggest story that remains to be watched in the coming days and months. Reporting from New Delhi, this is Shikha Salaria for India Abroad.